So, Bill, what are the critical components to outrageous advertising?
Well, there's a lot. I mean, but the good news is that once you figure them out, you got them. I mean, and I go through all of them in the book. But let me give you maybe three key ones.
Okay.
Well, the first thing is, as far as outrageous advertising, that's a really critical component, is that you can translate it from one industry to another. Okay, and actually, that's very valuable because, like I said before, is that when I first got started and I was in the menswear industry, I only learned what was happening in the menswear industry, and then everybody kept copying it, and everybody kept looking dumber and dumber. And normally, if you can find something outside of your industry that's working really well, and you move it over to your industry, it even gets much better results. So like years ago, I was listening to a guy who was in the mortgage industry. And years ago, he was using voice broadcast. That's where you leave the annoying messages on people's home answering machines. And he was using that in his mortgage industry. And I said to myself, gee, that's really interesting. If he's getting good results with that with people that don't even know him, I wonder how that would work with my customers that do know and trust me already, where I left one of these messages on their home answering machine. And so I actually brought that into the retail industry from the mortgage industry, and I had super results with that. So the important thing about, when you find something that works someplace else, you can translate it from one industry to another. So that's one of the key components to to outrageous advertising. The next thing is that you can translate it from one media to the other. So like, you are the video guy, okay? And you're one of the foremost experts in the world on video marketing. Well, the same type of concepts that are used successfully on video marketing, those are the same kind of concepts that we use successfully in paper direct mail. Or you have to have a headline. We got to grab attention.
Totally. No, I've been modeling John Carlton. I model you guys. I mean, I've really translated a lot of your stuff directly into video and the infomercial industry, frankly. But you got a shorter attention span, so that makes a ton of sense.
Yeah. So this is all about moving it from media to media to media. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't really matter what the media is, and it works. This kind of marketing works in every kind of media it is. I don't care whether it's direct mail, video, newspapers, magazines, billboards. I don't care what it is. It works everywhere. And then the last key component I'll tell you is that you want to not think in terms of like a one-hit wonder or like a single hit. You want to think in terms of campaigns. So, and this gets back to your whole point that you made on your last question to me about systems. This is about not just sending out this, and which was the placemat, but with the placemat you can follow that up with a voice broadcast. You can follow that up with an email. You can follow it up with an outbound phone call. It's about creating a sequence, another direct mail piece behind that. It's a sequence. So sequential marketing will get you much better results than just like what I call one-hit wonder.
So it's interesting because really what sequential marketing is, it's like a story. You become a storyteller as a marketer. So I'm going to get the three. So the whole thing is, first of all, start with, you can work from industry to industry. So what works in one industry is probably going to work in another one. Switching medias, so direct to audio to video to mail or whatever it is.
Online to offline.
And then think in terms of the sequential. You're going to talk to them and hit them with multiple media types as well. But maybe, again, progressively educate, inform, entertain, and that's really a big part of outrageous advertising. And so what someone can do, they could basically, and I've already done this, it's great that we're talking about this, but I've looked through the book and I found some campaigns, and the first place I went to was, how can I translate this into an online thing, or specifically into a video campaign? So those are great tips. And you've got a whole bunch more strategies besides these in the book?
Yeah. I mean, listen, we would be sitting here for a 3-day seminar if I went through everything that was covered in the book. But I wanted to give everybody like 3 really big ones that they can really take and use right away.
Those are great tips.